Hello, and welcome to What the Fun Facts with Lily. I'm your host, Lily, and I'm not an expert on anything. Get ready for some of that good info for you to impress that person you like. You know, that one. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. Some of you listening may know that I'm a nursing major. The main reasons I chose this path was that I liked the idea of being in the healthcare field, but I hated the idea of med school. The other reason is that I would be following in the path of amazingly cool women like Florence Nightingale, whose titles include English social reformer, statistician, and founder of modern nursing. She's my hero. Her story begins as all good ones do, a rebellious teenager who dreams of more from life. Her family was pretty well off and focused on increasing their social status. Florence didn't want that. She decided nursing was her divine calling. Her parents didn't approve, and she rejected a marriage proposal from a suitable man that her Victorian-era parents really liked. Despite her parents' wishes of her settling down, Florence went to nursing school. She never did get married. Florence had more important matters to attend to. After graduating, she started working as a nurse in London, and she was amazing. After only 1 year, she was promoted to superintendent. Then there was the cholera outbreak. She saw what this disease was doing to people, and she saw how quickly it spread in dirty conditions, because apparently letting people just have constant watery diarrhea and not shower wasn't working too well. This caused her to make her life's mission to improve hygiene wherever she was. And surprise, surprise, the changes she made greatly lowered the number of deaths. Keep in mind, this was before germ theory was widely accepted, and it was very common practice for doctors to dissect cadavers, not wash their hands, and then deliver a baby. Yes, this actually happened, and yes, new mothers got super sick and died. Everything then changed for young Florence Nightingale when the Crimean War started. Thousands of soldiers were stuck in Crimea with low-staffed hospitals and terrible conditions. When the Dream Team arrived, contaminated water surrounded the hospital, and it was getting into the drinking water. This was because the hospital was built directly on top of a sewer. Bugs and rats were scurrying all over the fetus soldiers, who were laid wherever there was space. There was also no supplies, no soap, no bandages, no clean water. Everything was terrible. The great Florence Nightingale decided this would not do. She gathered tons of medical supplies and made the more healthy patients help by having them clean the hospital ceiling to floor. She started a laundromat at the hospital so the soldiers could have clean sheets. She made sure that there was proper ventilation because just having a bunch of sick people in a room with no open windows wasn't helping much. She would even go patient to patient at night to check in on them, a task never heard of before. This is how she got her other name, the Lady with the Lamp. All this hard work decreased the death rate in the hospital by 2/3. Florence knew this was important information, so she wrote a report which reconstructed the way healthcare for soldiers was treated. With financial support from Queen Victoria, who was actually a big fan of Miss Nightingale, Florence created a royal commission for the health of the army. The Queen was such a big fan that she gifted her a brooch, nicknamed the Nightingale Jewel, and made the government gift her $25,000. Florence knew what she was doing was saving lives, but she also knew she needed proof, so she got to work and started gathering data. Statisticians were hired for the Royal Commission, and they analyzed the data she collected. This is where they discovered that battle wounds didn't kill soldiers. The sickness did. The dirty water and poor cleaning caused cholera and typhoid to run rampant. Completely preventable illnesses killed 1,600 of the 1,800 deaths at the hospital. This was amazing data, but it was tricky to publish and explain. So Florence created her famous rose diagram, which was easy to read even for a regular person. Unfortunately, when she was only 38, she became ill with Crimean fever and became homebound for the rest of her life. But she still knew there was more she could do. Using the money gifted to her by the British government, she started her own school, the Nightingale Training School for Nurses. She understood that it was completely unfair that only rich people could have access to good health care. If you were poor, your family or friends would be the only people available to care for you. She published her notes on nursing to educate the lower class on proper healthcare, sanitation, and treatments. She would send trained nurses to workhouses, which is a place where people in need of work could stay and find jobs. She wanted quality healthcare for anyone who needed it, which is something I fully support. To summarize, Florence Nightingale was amazing, and she deserves so much respect and admiration. Also, nurses are well-trained and well-educated professionals whose job isn't to just help out the doctor. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Follow, rate, or whatever you do the podcast you like. Or not. I'm not your mommy. But it'd be really nice of you if you did. And you'll get a double thumbs up from me. As always, have a great day.